And again, a special thought of those individuals, both men and women who have gone to the spirit world since 1990. I think it's also for them that we stand here together today. Merci beaucoup, Mr. Kouidno.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker was the spokesperson for Kahnawake in 1990, Joe Dion.
What Kanuwarado, Sawakweko, I greet all of you. Ayawaski Skana, Agahay, Dana, Ayawaski, Ayazawat Dagaridehake. I hope you are all at peace, and I hope you all have a healthy life. I was listening to all the speeches before, and it caused me to recall the many people who we've lost over the years since 1990. We had some very prominent people from the Confederacy who came to help and to maintain decorum for the warriors that were inside of the treatment center and barricaded in by the Army and the SQ. And they were 2 from the Seneca Nation and 2 from the Oneida Nation. I'm talking about Bob Antone from Oneida and Johnny Mohawk from the Seneca Nation, Cattaraugus, and Terry Dockstetter from Oneida, and also Bruce Elijah from Oneida. And I want to speak about, and mention, I should say, that we've lost 2 of those people, Johnny Mohawk and Bob Antone, and we just lost Mike Myers just a couple of months ago. And those are the 3 most powerful thinkers of the Confederacy, of the modern day Confederacy. So it's a great loss that we have to pull up our socks and try to fill their shoes somehow. I was asked several times today, and what's the purpose of this commemoration? The men in Kahnawake, we have a small group that raise our flags near the bridge to remind the motorists that we're still here and we're still alive and kicking. And that's what this is all about. Because a lot of you people here today were not even born in 1990, and or maybe you were very young. So you don't know the whole story behind what happened in 1990. And you don't know how we fought both physically, but also diplomatically. We had to deal with the Army and also the politicians from Quebec who were determined to annihilate us in Kahnawake and also in Kanesatake. Throughout that whole summer, I tell people that I never had so much fun in my life. And there were times where things got really serious, but we prevailed through all that. What came out of it for us in Kahnawake and in Kanesatake? Kanesatake, we stopped the encroachment of the golf club, but that was it. The other issues that we were dealing with were trying to push the land issue that Canasadaga has been fighting for, well, it's 305 years now. So, but what we did gain out of that whole summer was the support of indigenous people all over the world. In Australia, the Aborigines, the Maori of New Zealand, the African nations, a lot of people from Central and South America, and a lot of people from Western Canada and Western United States. They all did ceremonies on our behalf so that we kept ourselves safe. And with that, it caused a rebirth, maybe the best word I can think of right now, of our spirituality, of our reminder that we have to do our ceremonies, we have to put our chiefs up, we have to instill nationalism within all of our nations in Turtle Island and South America and Central America, and also around the world. So to that end, we've been active on the international stage in promoting indigenous rights. And because of what happened in 1990, the world was made aware of that we have rights. And it was a struggle in the beginning. They didn't even look at us as a people. They just called us something other than people. If you're looked at as a people, that means you have a nation. And we got that connotation out of the UN to agree with that. And over 30 years of negotiations, we were able to get the UN to vote in favor of the UNDRIP, which is the UN Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. And begrudgingly, Canada signed on to that agreement, and so did the United States. But now the struggle is, what are they going to do about it? And now we have to keep an eye on how these colonial governments will soft pedal all of the gains that we should achieve through UNDRIP. And UNDRIP is not the end all of what our rights is. It's just the beginning. And it's up to us as indigenous people to determine what our rights are. It's up to us to determine who our citizens are. And it's up to us to determine what our spirituality is. So, and also up to us to assert our traditional governments as far as throughout the Turtle Island, which the colonial governments do not recognize right now. So we have a lot of work to do. And with all of you people here today, I'm sure it's just a small token of the support that we can rely upon throughout the community here in Montreal, and also Quebec for that matter. So with that, I want to thank you all for coming here today, taking your day and enjoying the heat while you listen to all this speechifying. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Guntanenta Horn.
Now, I tell you a little bit about my experience. I was there, and behind the scenes, or tried to be, and we had a terrible experience that I still have not gotten over. Is when my daughter was stabbed in the chest by one of the soldiers. And I'll just tell you what happened. We tried to get an investigation, and of course, the people that we took it to, I guess the authorities, they said, oh, there's not enough there to do an investigation. We had pictures, we had videos, we had everything. And my daughter started to cry. She was 14 years old. And anyway, I said, look, let's get away from here. That's how they treat us. They treat us that way, so I'm going to take you away from this. And that's what I did. But I would like to put it into your minds that the time has come when you do have to push for an investigation of Juanique Horn Miller's stabbing by the Canadian soldiers. Secondly, they sent in the Canadian Army to deal with us. And they keep saying and telling the world and everybody that we're citizens of Canada, and yet they sent their soldiers against us. The whole 5,000 soldiers were there. So I was there. I was surrounded by them. I went through that experience. It was a terrible experience. And I want to tell you that we're not going to forget it. And it's not something to forget because it's not fixed. It's never been fixed. We're waiting for you all to fix that, what you did to us. Not you personally, but I'm talking about what your society did to us. Secondly, the important thing is, this is our land. 100% it's our land. We never gave it up. And we will never give it up. We are the caretakers, like all of the people, our people, the Indigenous people all over the world. Our job is to be the caretakers of our Mother Earth, of the whole of the earth. And so we expect and hope that you understand that and that you will help us do what we're supposed to do. That's to protect our mother. And I'm still waiting to see that receipt, the receipt that you have for how you got this land and how you're living on it. When are we going to see that receipt? There is none. There is none. The Guyana Goa is the great peace, and that is how that is why we are here. It's because of the Guyana Goa, which is something that we want to spread throughout the world. It's the great peace, and we were given that peace, and that is our duty and our responsibility to spread the peace through everybody. And I see now that this is really needed, very, very much. So you've got to start understanding what that is, what the great peace is. The great peace is for everyone. So I don't know what you're going to do about it, but you better start, because you're in deep shit. Sorry, you're in trouble. And so now, I would like you all to become caretakers, the way we take care of the earth, and to stop what is going on here. You know, every time we turn around, they got a new law. They're going to go in, just dig it out, destroy more of our land, destroy our mother. We can't stand it. We cannot stand it. It's not right. So, why don't you dedicate yourself to do something like that? Do it everywhere that you can. Learn more about it. I think that would be one of the things that would be very, very helpful to us. We would feel a lot better if you could shout and say, yes, this is Indigenous land, it's Okahunga land, and we're going to help these people. We're going to help the ones who are placed here by creation to take care of it, and we're going to help too. That's what I want to hear from you.
This is Mohawk land!
And finally, there's one thing that's causing all the trouble all over the world right now, and always has. And we've got to put a stop to it. And that's hatred and greed. And nobody's doing anything. You know, everybody stands back, they just let it go on, and there's so much going on right in your faces. And what are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? What are you thinking? That's what we have been seeing. We have always seen that, and that's what we went through. That's why most of our people were murdered. 150 million of our people in the Western Hemisphere were murdered. That is the biggest Holocaust in all humanity. And we're still here, and we're going to still be here, and you're going to help us to stay here, because you're going to stand with us. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. I'd like to invite our next speaker, Wendy Mayo.
Hi, good afternoon. My story is more personal than all the speakers. I'm the wife of one of the warriors that was in the treatment center from late July until it ended on September the 6th. My husband was Richard Truax. He was known as Boltpin at the time. So having these singers here a while ago and singing the sound for AIM brought back a lot for me, because my husband was born and raised in New York, and he had a very strong New York accent. So when they got arrested after September 6th and they were taken to Farnham, they accused him of being part of AIM. He was mistreated. They wanted him to admit he was part of the AIM movement, but only because he had a New York accent. So we went through hell and back. My daughter is with me, Gustin Anorta. She was just 3 years old at the time. When he was arrested by the Army, taken to Farnham, we went to see him on a daily basis till they released him on October the 5th. And we were treated like we were killers, criminals. They escorted us to the bathroom almost with a gun on our back each time that we went there. So it was really awful. My husband died in 2003, and right till that day, that's all he ever talked about was what happened. So my role in all of this was, I'm the wife. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I have a 15-year-old son. What are we going to do? So Richard took off. He went to Gunnesadauga. And for him, he grew up in New York, so he didn't have all the knowledge and all the stuff of what was here. But he sure knew right from wrong, and what was happening in Gunnesadauga was totally wrong. And he stood up for it. He said, I'm going. And it was hard to believe that he would take that journey and go. So my status at the time was we had just lost my brother a couple of weeks before, and my mother, that was her oldest, and my mother was devastated. I didn't know what to do. So I said, the only thing that's going to help us is let's get involved. So I said, we can cook. That's what we do. So every night we cooked, and we went and fed the warriors. We had special areas that we went to. My son was 15 at the time. He became a man overnight. His job was to protect all the people. And he did it 2 years even after the blockade was over. He turned 16 on August 26th. We brought him a cake, and the Army was no further than where the tents are. And we did it every night. Till today, I